Hello, ladies. So I'm back with the veil portion, the Bobo. It's a back to basics Bobo edition. That today is let's get veiled because I'm going to be doing several different kinds of veils. I'm going to be doing a princess veil. I'm going to be doing a countess veil, and I'm going to be doing a kind of fun veil that I didn't invent it, but it's just something that I think all of us have done. I'm going to be doing that veil with has a side knot. I'm going to be doing a veil that in the bonus portion, because for some reason I'm one of those. I like to add a bonus for fun. I'm going to be doing something today that's rather neat. I found I guess, what was it? A year and a half ago. I don't remember how long ago. It's been a long time, but I'm a history fanatic, and I found this really cool lady who does tutorials about historical head wraps. At least she did 2 of them, and the Bobo shaper reminded me of the undergarment for this 16th century German head covering. So in the bonus section that totally can skip, I'm going to be trying my best to recreate that look, but it's a really cool, fun thing. So let's get started with the veils. Now I chose, because I'm wearing gray, I'm going to be changing this. It's not going to be staying this olive green. I'm going to be putting on something dark gray underneath. So I'm going to be wrapping with this for most of this cranberry. It's the gray cranberry for most of this video. It matches my makeup. And of course, we know this one is long rectangular scarf, lots of border detailing. It's a great weight for the veils for this time of year where it's starting to get chilly. This is my, I don't know, I like this kind of scarf. The pashminas are really good for veils. I'm also going to be using, for a square veil, this ginormous yellow scarf. It's from the Ukraine. I absolutely adore it. So I'm going to be, this is huge. I can't get it all on camera at once. So I'm going to be using this with this great fringe. I read on one of our rap sisters page that this is all the rage, wearing ginormous square scarves in Israel. So this one is kind of fun. And I know it totally does not match anything, but I love yellow, so totally going there. It took me a couple minutes to figure out which scarves to use today, because I've got a lot of pashminas, and it was once mentioned to me that I am the queen of the unavailable scarf, and it's not on purpose. Totally not on purpose. For you ladies who have been wrapping for a few years or even longer, some of you, you understand that you purchase a scarf and you keep it in your collection. It just hangs up there and you love it, and it's not available after a year or 2. So it's hanging there and you really want to wear it. I really want to wear mine. So you pull it out and you put it on. It's not a purposeful thing to choose scarves that are not available. It's just one of those. I've got a huge collection. It's an older collection, so I try to use up everything that's on the wall back there. But I really liked this one. I liked the gold and the shimmery. I thought it was really pretty, but it's not available anywhere, and I don't remember the name of it anyway. There was a time that I just didn't care. I just grabbed scarves because they were pretty. But also this one I got last year, and I liked it, and I liked it with this ensemble, but I will put those aside. I'm thinking of old scarves that I haven't worn in a while, but I will probably be making a showing sometime. I still have the one that I have back there from the 1994-ish era. It's really, really pretty. It's one of my very, very first scarves, and unfortunately it's from 1994. You definitely will not be finding that unless you find it in a vintage shop in the Middle East somewhere, because that's where it came from. I apologize, but I'm doing my best to use scarves that are readily available right this minute. So I'm going to be using this guy here. I've gone on. All right, now the first veil I'm going to be doing for you is the princess veil. I like the princess veil. The princess veil is traditionally done with a smaller shaper or just a headband and a bun, and it totally works with those. I wanted to see if I could do it with this particular shaper, the Bobo, and see how pretty it would be, because I think that extra uplift right here for the crown will give it a different look. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to place this scarf on my head. I'm going to put it off center. Center is right where the big vertical line is. I'm going to place it about just like so. And I'm keeping out all of the fun border. Now that's that. I'm not tying it in a knot. I don't think, ouch, I don't want to have the thickness of the knot in the back. So I'm just not. That's funny. I'm not knotting. Okay, folding it in, folding it in. I'm going to take this guy up and around here. I'm going to try to keep these tails tucked in. Okay. Now, because this is not long enough to tuck, I had a pin sitting here. And of course, it walked away. I used to have a huge thing of pins sitting on my table here, but I'm crafting again. Like, I have time to craft, but I'm doing a couple of projects. Oh, there you are. I'm doing a couple of projects downstairs, and all my pins are needed, and I haven't been to the craft store to buy more. I desperately need more. Now I'm going to leave, because I think that's kind of neat. I'm going to leave it like that. I'm going to shift my friend the long tail to the back, and I'm going to open it up completely, just like so, just like this. And I'm going to bring my hands underneath. I'm going to bring this up, 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 and I'm going to bring it just like so. Okay. Now, because this is ginormous, this shaper, I think the tail in the back might hang a little funny. So let's see if we can not leave it organically hanging. Okay, now I'm going to, again, this is one of those weird moments where form and function of this shaper is way different than the other ones, because I remember in the video that this laid really well. This just came up, got a pin or so in here, and it just laid really, really nicely. And it's not laying horribly. So what I'm going to do for this is I'm going to take this out. I'm going to change this slightly, because I think this might work a little bit better for the Bobo. Okay, so instead of having that underneath, I'm going to pull this up, and I'm having it right at the middle. So no, it's not quite the middle. The middle of my head, but I have the channel of stuffing, the back channel of stuffing. I'm just going to put the pin to hold this. It's about a third of the way into the stuffing. Third of the way down the channel, right here. Okay, now I'm going to fix that. I'm going to refold my friend here. And I'm going to bring this up and over. And I think I just might leave the piece hang, just like so. Now I can see that what I've done now is really pretty, but it leaves that crazy gap back there. So I have the choice to either re-evaluate and bring this guy back some, or I can do this, see, so that's pretty, or I can bring that piece, let me find that pin, kind of bring that piece forward some. Okay, bring that piece forward some. Give it a good stab into the shaper, just like so. We're at the front of the channels. This is the front of the very first channel. Okay, now I can bring this piece back around, just like so. I've got my tail stayed nice and folded. I can bring this up and around, just like this. Now I've taken the princess veil and done something slightly different with it. I'm going to take this guy and I'm going to stab it in, trying to catch the bottom scarf. And stabby, stabby. There we go, up through. Okay, so this is my modification for the princess veil. I'm taking that one little piece from the shorter end and I'm just going to stuff it up underneath. And then, oops, my phone on the floor again. Just like so. Now, of course, we can fuss and play with it to get it to lay the way we like. With this nice long. So here's a Bobo version of the princess veil. Have the tails over the shoulders, over the one shoulder. Tuck that in, down the back. So pretty cool, liking this one. Okay, now I'm going to move on to a different style. I hope I'm not moving too fast. I'm trying to slow it down. Okay, take this pin out. And also, you could definitely, if you wanted to tie the knot in the back, you could tie a knot in the back and it make a little bit of this easier. Okay, take this one off. And I'm going to I think the Countess veil should be probably the next one. And I think that one's the simplest of the bunch. So I'm going to take this one slightly off center. Where's my monster? Did I hit you with the scarf, dude? Sorry. He moved because I dangled the scarf onto him and he's CBs. So I'm going to, I placed it slightly off center, crisscross in the back. And I believe this one, I want to have the shorter ends on the top, just for a little bit of a difference. So I'm going to open this one up, fling it across. I'm pulling it slightly back. And I'm taking it underneath, and I'm just going to tuck it. Just going to tuck it like so. Okay. Now I'm going to take the shorter one, and I'm going to, again, open it all the way up, and I'm going to fling it over. And this one, we'll get a quick pin right here. Now I can bring this one, see, I always go, everything I do has angles. I'm going to try to make this one less angly and more straight across. Okay, more straight across, because I believe the original is more straight across than my crazy angly bits. Okay, so I can do this, and yes, it does look slightly different from the original, because this is much bigger than the original photo. I have all of the tutorials that I watched and have done in the past not in the comment section, my goodness, in the description box below, so you can watch those. I just always seem to make variations, modifications to suit my tastes. So this one will be here, and then I like to stick a brooch, because I like the small one on top, stick a brooch right here. I'm using this brooch a lot, because this is one of the ones that just came out. So if we were to actually hook it right there, that would be without all of this gapping. Okay, now let's try it the opposite way with the shorter end underneath and the longer on the outside. Okay, we have here. Okay, so I have this. I can even flip it. You won't see this much. So you get the white. Okay. So I have this here. And then I'm just going to give it a quick. So I got it over. I'm going to give it a quick pin right here into the, so we have this. Okay, I'm adjusting the back. Okay, and then I'm going to do this part. And I'm bringing it down around, and I'm just going to tuck it. It's between the scarf and the shaper, not underneath of the shaper. So this is what we have here. I could take the tail, I can bring it over my shoulder, I can add a brooch. Let's try something different besides that one. I can put the brooch on here. Like this one. I can turn around so you can see the back. I can have the tails down the back, just like so. A nice pretty veil. Okay. Now another veil like we can do. Let me pull this one apart. Keeping with the same theme of one long, one short. Slightly off center, I should say. Okay, we can take this, we can open it up, and we can fling it over, like so. Now, depending on how long or how short you make this, the tail here will be longer, obviously a longer or shorter, but this piece will be longer or shorter when you get it around. I'm going to take the front corner, here's the back corner. I'm going to bring this scarf up through. I'm going to bring it around the front. I'm going to reach in. See my hands back here. I'm going to reach up through. And I'm going to pull through like a beginner's luck knot. And down. Like so. And then you have a nice veil. Again, you can adjust the lengths, and there are other things you can do with this tail piece that you just tied, like tucking it around the back and just hiding it up inside. Hiding it up inside the scarf, like so, so it's a little bit less bulky. You can have this. Personally, I prefer just to let it hang here because it gives you more of a contrast. You get the inside of the scarf and you also get this dark part. So light and dark. All right. This happens to be my favorite one. This one can do with 2 scarves. I've not ever done it with more than 2 scarves. You do it at angles. So many different things you could do with this. So, all right. And I don't know if I showed you the back. So I will show you the back. Like so. But all the drama for this type of veil is right here. Right here. Okay. All right, now I'm going to switch. I will probably wear that one today. But I'm going to switch to the square scarf now and do the one square scarf veil that is going to be super pretty. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm folding the scarf, not quite in half. It's still got about so. Okay, now I've seen scarves much wide and much bigger than this. It's kind of cool. I've never handled a 60-inch square. I've seen them, but I've never handled one. I wonder how I would work with a 60-inch square. Then I'm putting this one on my head, and it's it's even. It's on my head, centered, just like so. Now I'm taking these guys. It's easiest to lay these over my shoulder and kind of gauge where I want to grab them, because this is a little bit awkward at times. And just crisscross underneath of the giant portion. All right, get this back on my head where I want it. Now, I've seen so many different variations. I've seen some that just bring this up and over. Just kind of leave the tassels hanging like this. And then this one comes up. Get this folded neatly. Don't cheat. Okay. Like so. And then the ends will be tucked. And this will be tucked. This is one of the styles I've seen. So you have this nice long piece here. it dangles way down the back, over the shoulder. You know, just adjust it. I've seen that. I have also seen where they're folded in, brought up, and then there's some type of knot here. I know I'm not doing this correctly with the knot. And then this piece is opened up and tucked, just kind of tucked, and this piece is opened up and just kind of tucked. I've got to practice these, but this is part of it. This is part of the process. Take this off for a second. Let's see if I can fold it some more. And take a break for a drink, because this one's a longer one. It's a llama mug. I couldn't find an alpaca mug, but I found llamas. All right. So I folded it more closer to in half. Place it in my hand, like so. Okay. Now, I'm just gonna grab this up here. All right. Crisscross underneath. Bring this back down. Get this guy. Okay, now we got a wee bit more to work with. I'm wondering, okay, so it's not much different. I really want that one Israeli scarf that I saw. I'm really itching to have that one, the red and white one with, it's red with the silver stripes and the white fringe, this insane white fringe. But I don't think I can justify the shipping from Israel. So let's see if this one will work a little bit nicer. Giving me a little bit something different. Tucking away some of these fringy bits. Not all of them though, because I really do like the fringe. I just don't want it dangling in my face. Okay, so got that. Got the fringes in the back. Okay, so I think I'm pretty pleased with this one. And then I will do one more with the scarf that I seem to like a lot. And it's the most simple and easy one to do. So I just got this. As you can see, I don't have a lot of experience with the square scarves, so I'm going to have to go and figure out more fun styles with the squares, because apparently it is all the rage in Israel right now to wear these super ginormous squares. I've seen them as big as 60 inches. So I'm like, oh, wow, 60 inches square. I'm like, wow, that is huge. Oh my gosh. But I'm thinking that might be worth a go. I'd give it a go. Now I'm just going to bring this piece up and lay it on top. And in the back here, I'm just going to give it a quick, well, it's supposed to be a quick tie, but it's turning into not so quick. Okay, there we go. Oh, that's attractive. Okay, so there we go. So I just tied it and I left it down the back, just like so. Do an adjustment up here so that it lays flat. It's covering my shaper. Find the tail, give it a quick tug. Okay, and there we have it. Just the easy peasiest square veil ever. So, all right. So I hope you've enjoyed this portion, and I promise to be working on the squares because I know, like I said, it's become all the rage, and it will soon be here with those ginormous squares. And I've got to get with the times. So, okay. Now, if you're interested in sticking around for the next portion, you're more than welcome. If not, I will see you guys in the next one, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Okay, so for those of you who have stuck around for this portion of the video, I am a insane history fanatic. I love learning things about history, and one of the things I stumbled on in doing some research into German history, because my family is of German descent. So I think that's the way you put it. My family, a large portion of them come from Germany. So one of the things I learned was there were really cool head coverings, 16th century head coverings. They called them veils, but I discovered one of the undergarments, we'll put it that way, for the style of the 16th century, the Wulsthaube. Not really good with pronunciation. I can barely pronounce English words correctly, but it is shaped similar to our Bobo. I've taken the Bobo and I've moved it back into a more traditional, oh goodness, words today. I've moved it back into the position that the Wulsthaube would have been in. It's larger than the one I found in this video. It's amazing. This beautiful lady. I will again have the tutorial linked below for this wonderful lady who created, I don't think she created the look, because obviously it comes from the 16th century, but she showed us how to create this look. I'll have that linked below because she's delightful, and I haven't mastered all of the wraps. She did several different variations, and she pronounces the words much better than I do. But since I discovered this, I was like, oh, I've got to share it with you guys. And so let me get to wrapping. I've got on my Bobo set back quite a bit, so you see a lot of hair here, and it gives this more up and down, let's see, profile for, it has this nice flat back here. It's more straight up and down than it normally is at an angle when it's further forward. So I'm going to take, this is the Flex and Feelings scarf. I did not want to attempt this one with the pashmina. So I'm going to place it on my head. And I'm only going to do one of them. She does several, and they're absolutely gorgeous. So I encourage you to watch her video because she's amazing. Now, I'm going to put this on my head, a really short end and a really long end, like so. Now, I'm bringing this up to almost the very front of my head. I'm going to take this down here. I'm going to give it, to get the flat back, she says we should twist. Now, I suck at this part. Give it a little twist, take it back, twist, take it to the back. Now I'm going to try to tie this knot without it getting lost. So it's nice and flat back here. I'm going to attempt to tie a knot back here. Just like so. Okay, now I'm taking this piece, the small tail, and tucking it in just like she said. Okay, so it looks like it feels like I pretty much have a flat back. I'll have to do a better job with my hair. Okay, so I have that. Now I have this long piece and the phone in my lap. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I have this nice piece, which she said you could toss over your shoulder, bring it around, just like so. But I thought the really cool one was the one where this piece is sort of folded. I have to get it correctly placed. It's brought up and pinned and folded. It's interesting, especially now that we all have to wear the face masks. I thought this was an interesting. So she brought it up and she pinned it right here. So I'm going to bring it up. This is the part I have a hard time with. She did it with one pin. She's magic. I have to use two. And I'm going to put them there. Okay, so we have this here. And then I'm bringing this under my chin to this side. So this is a whole different look. And I'm going to bring it around like so. Now this part, for me, I was a little unclear if she just pinned it straight like this, or if she somehow got all the short ends underneath and then she folded it to not show so much of the raw edges, and then it was pinned, so we have it here, and then it was pinned down here. She had pretty pins that weren't seeable, and again she only used one. I find that I have to use two, and I can put the pin on the underside so you don't see the head. So like this, well, you're gonna see the head, sorry. And then she said for dusty times you just pull up here and you've got face mask, and then you can fold it down and you just have it under your chin, or you can have it on your chin. It was just rather interesting. I'm gonna have to play with this one and see if I can get it, because I really like it. I think it's so cool. So I'm going to try again. Let's see if I can get this one. And the word that she called this, because I had to pull it up, it's the Schlier Schleier, and that's over a Wulsthaube, which is the shaper. Now I'm going to have to see if I can show you the next picture of the next video, where they show the Wulsthaube, so you can see.
Now let's talk.
I can't play her video, that would be forbidden. Let's see if I can find the picture of the made up, completely made up Wulsthaube. Excuse me. Okay. This is what it looks like from the side view. So you see that back portion here. It kind of reminded me, it kind of made me think of the Bobo. So with the shape. That one leans back a little bit, but it's straight up and down in the back. I tried to Google search to get a really good photograph of it, but unfortunately I couldn't find one. I have to go and search through my costuming books and see if I can find one. Right now all the costuming books are in that big closet back there, and they're probably in the very back on the very bottom. So as I tear this room apart again for the 10th time this year and try to figure this out, I will get that figured. I will get that better picture, but I'm gonna try to pull it up again. Maybe it's a little higher. Maybe it needed to be a little higher. And I'm going again. She uses one pin. I don't know how she does it with one pin. But I'm gonna use two to keep this guy in place. And then I'm going to bring it down. It's my scarf. She says fold it neatly. My scarf tends to fold really nicely. I'm bringing it down around my chin. I think you can even pull it across the chin like so. I think that's even more attractive. Bringing it up and around. Now, she did mention that I could stick a pin on this side. So I am going to stick a pin, and I'm bringing this down. Fold in the short bits if I can. If not, then it is what it is. And I'm going to fold up this little end, because again, I was unclear whether it was folded or just left long. So we have coming down, and I'm going to fold this raw edges up, and I'm going to see if I can't hide these unsightly pinheads at the front, just like so. And the same on this side, because again, she is magic. She can do this with one pin in each place. So I have this, which turns into, if I find the fold, it turns into a face mask, or not. So this is rather adorable. I am definitely going to keep playing with this, and I'm going to see if I can't get it so that I'm not smothering myself when I pull it up for the face mask, and so that it doesn't look really bad. So there we go. That's not so bad. Apparently this was a thing. Okay, that's so cool. All right, so there we have it. I'm excited I'm going to be learning more about this style. I'm hoping to, when I'm researching, I'm hoping to find more information about where in Germany this was popular, and exactly how to get these things to be stuck in place. Now, there was also, I'm going to take this down for a second, also a wrap, and maybe you guys have seen it. I'm going to find it on, oops, I'm going to find it really quick on my Pinterest, and I'm going to show it because I think I really, really want to learn how to do this one wrap. And it's been on my list of to-dos for a while. And I don't know, I think if I show people what I'm looking for, maybe somebody can point me in the direction, because I've been not finding excuse me, not finding the tutorial that I or anything even similar, just this one photograph of it. And I'm going to go to my page, Fun and Fabulous Head Coverings from Around the World. And I think it might be a Ukrainian wrap. Please don't quote me on that. I don't want to offend anyone if I'm wrong. But it's one of the reasons I'm addicted to those really beautiful floral square scarves. And I'm scrolling. There are several other kinds of historical head coverings that I'm totally looking into. Here's one. This is not the one I'm looking for, but that one's really cool. I totally think that's gorgeous. So I'm going to have to figure that one out. But I have to scroll for a little bit because I've been doing a lot of research in just looking into head coverings. A lot of this is to help. You always have those people who scream the cultural appropriation, and yes, like, no, what you don't understand is, and it's always nice to fight ignorance with knowledge. That's one of the things I've been doing, because everybody's had that one time, that one experience where somebody screamed that you're appropriating my culture, you're not supposed to wear that, and they don't realize, they're ignorant of the fact that head coverings are from every culture for a very long time. I'm almost there, I do believe. These are the dangers of having so many head coverings on your Pinterest board. But some of these are just beyond stunning. Let's go. Let's see. I need to figure out a way to put them into sections so that I can find things much easier, and I don't have to do this crazy sort down. Okay, here it is. It looks rather simple, but looks are deceiving. It's really pretty. It's beyond gorgeous, but I can't figure out how she got both the knots on each side of the head to be, obviously, to be symmetrical, and the chin. I can get, like with this, I could totally get the chin and obviously there's nothing here for it to wrap around and tie. So I'm really interested in seeing how that happens. I think I can see two different scarves. Now I can see the red right here, and I can see the big huge square. At least I'm guessing it's a square, but this here, and you can see the hint of one on the other side. I don't think, yeah, I don't have another view of that scarf. But that's, and okay, I tapped on it, and then I've got, see, it's, so I'm thinking that might be a Ukrainian type of head scarf. It doesn't, trying to figure it out, it doesn't really say. So, but that's my next, that's been one I've been trying to figure out, that beautiful veiling style for a while now. So if you all know how to do it, please let me know. I'm itching to learn that one. But I'm going to rewrap this one. Now I have, this is kind of cool. It's got that little, the flat back. I'm not rewrapping today. I'm sort of tired. So I'm going to try again with this one. I'm going to bring it up. One last shot. And let's see if we can get it in one pin. That would be, amazing. That would be too amazing. Nope, I can't do it in one pin. I can't do it. Okay, so see, I can't even do it with two pins right this minute. Oh my goodness. This is pretty entertaining, right? Let's see if I can't. Okay, so we've got two there. All right. So I'm going to fold this. Okay, under the chin, up here, and around the back, and down. Oh, that was nice. And I'm going to tuck that one small piece in. I'm going to fold this up and under. Again, I don't know that she did this, but it didn't appear to be all frayed and messy at the ends. And then I'm going to take my pin, and I'm going to go in from the underneath, stab it up through, and wiggle it on through the fabric, just like so. And then I'm just going to, because I don't feel like it's secure enough, I'm going to put the second one in. Okay. Hers looked neater in this section. I don't think, maybe it's supposed to be just a little bit. Okay. And then I'm going to bring this fold up and cover my nose and mouth. check that. Check that. I'm gonna, yay. This was much better than the first one, and it's much better than the second one. So I'm going to say this is a win. So I'm gonna fold this back down. I can cover like this. Lovely. Okay, this is the only portion I have to work with and I have to work on. So, all right. I hope you've enjoyed this one. I'm going to come back when I've mastered it and talk more about the styling, because I think it's really cool. I know this beautiful lady does a wonderful job talking about it, and definitely check that out. Yay. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next tutorial.